Greetings. I have found a very, 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 very good article. It is published in psychopathvictims.com. I will put the link in the video description. It's an online public users support group for victims of psychopaths or sociopaths. The title of the article is Psychopathic Character Assassination. You may be one of the unfortunate ones who were unfortunate to cross roads with a psychopath. If you are fortunate, you were only temporarily targeted by the psychopath and were used, between parentheses, possibly abused and picked clean, then discarded like yesterday's trash. Psychopaths excel at blending in with society, and they permeate all walks of life. You may encounter them at work, in religious organizations, or you may find yourself in an intimate relationship with one. Some people are lifetime targets of psychopathic character assassination. Psyca, between parentheses, a full-on unbridled attempt by the path, between commas, used interchangeably to represent either a psychopath or sociopath, end of parenthesis, to totally destroy any credibility that the unsuspecting victim may have had. What makes this victim so special over the other victims? That they are targeted to be the recipients of a possibly lifelong dedication to end all normal social interaction or positive human connection with other inhabitants of our planet. It was a question. Simply stated, in most cases, victims of psyche normally self-select by knowing too much about the path. Paths routinely maintain at least two separate personas. One, a positive, gregarious, revered personality that is embraced by the unsuspecting society. The other is their dark pet self, their evil twin. They may have many other personalities that they dial in any particular moment to manipulate their current audience, between parentheses, not to be confused with multi-personality disorder, because they change personas at will with the intent to defraud, end of parentheses. It is imperative that the path keep their dark sides hidden from the general populace. Think about it. If anyone knew who they really were, their lives would crumble to the path. Protecting the secrecy of their true innate evil is as important to them as anything that provides life or sense of purpose to any other normal human being. Paths usually launch their Psyca-attacks using a very calculated formula. Even though there is no known playbook, between commas, that has been published for the paths to follow, they all intuitively use the same system to ruin the lives of those who they feel may be a threat to the sacred secrecy of his or her true self. certainly making a potential witness appear to be a crazy, mentally disturbed, narcissistic sociopath, psychopath, or pathological liar is the logical solution. Laying the groundwork. Years of research and experience has concluded that usually within the first moments of engaging with a victim who might have access to too much personal information on the path, they begin to sow the seeds of doubt and lack of trustworthiness behind the victim's back. The path draws in the friends, family, co-workers, and acquaintances of the victims with his or her personal charm in an effort to build a false, between parentheses, trust relationship with the fringe audience. This is accomplished with little effort as the path has innate skills that easily manipulate the perceptions of others, endearing them to him or her as they wield their persuasiveness and charm. The initial impact, though appearing quite harmless and innocuous, is commonly cloaked in the appearance of sincere concern for the victim's well-being and might sound something like, "I don't know if you ever noticed, but have you ever thought that insert the victim's name may not be what he or she appears to be." No accusations, no data, reports, or inclinations of anything concrete, just tilling the soil and fertilizing it with a little doubt. All the while, they are increasing their own credibility with someone who may be a a family member, friend, co-worker, or acquaintance of the intended victim, unaware that they are being groomed as the pet's minion who will be turned against the victim when the time is right. Sowing false facts. Grooming from this point forward will take a secretive slant and will likely be presupposed with something like, "Don't tell, insert name, but," as they usually sow seeds of doubt. As the relationship between the pet and his minions grows deeper, more and more seeds will be sown in an effort to cast doubt, while the victim is none the wiser. I've always thought it peculiar that in most cases, these once close associates of the victim rarely, if ever, courteously approach them with the sensitive information with a sincere, "Hey, I was just wondering about insert reports of lack of sanity, trustworthiness, a secret double life, illicit drug use, illegal activities, pathological symptoms, etc." That would definitively be an early indicator that something was up. In most, if not all, circumstances, the victim continues to navigate their life's journey unaware that the world they once enjoyed is being eroded or destroyed behind their back. It is common for the pet to project their own psychological attributes onto you. For instance, if they are a closet illicit drug user, then this will be represented as being a problem for you. If he or she is manipulative or controlling, this would be presented as something that you struggle with unbeknownst to others. If they tend to make up elaborate stories, it will be the victim who secretly lives a fantasy life where nothing is as it seems, or on and on and on. Why? Because no one knows these attributes better than the pet. They are the undeniable expert in these pathologies, and they know how critical it is for someone who has them to keep them a secret in an effort to appear to be normal. In no way am I suggesting that the pet might limit their Psyca-attacks to their own attributes. They are extremely acute at the skill of taking a known truth and spinning it into a ludicrous conclusion that will cast a dark shadow on anyone at any time. Enter the spin. Pets have the ability to spin any factual data into an amazing story that will breed conspiracy or contempt for any individual at will. For instance, let's say that you have a hard day at work, all day, due to struggling with an intense ongoing headache. Everyone at work could tell that you were not on your game between commas as usual. If you intimated to the pet that you had an headache, that would give them the data that they needed to spin a tale. The tale may take many shapes and forms, but will be consistent with some of the previous seeds that they had been sown against you. For instance, if the pet's intention was to have you appear to his or her minions that you were a closet illicit drug user, he or she might intimate, "Wow, did you notice that insert your name was out of it yesterday? It's normal to go through withdrawals when you don't get your fix before you get to work. It's so sad." End of the quote. No matter what you say or do, you cannot prevent the pet from spinning it into a negative story about you that will erode your sense of normalcy. The beginning of the end. When the pet has a clue that you're coming to the end of your usefulness in the accomplishment of their goals, he or she ramps up the defamation, usually making it appear that it is you who is beginning to attack them. At this point, the pet will appear to their minions' sensibilities as they present themselves as the sacrifice, martyr, or victim of your psychotic manipulations. It will become apparent to you when your relationship with the pet is coming to an end that there has been a definite polarity has taken place. People who were once your friends will drift away, and you will notice a gravitation toward the pet. Having no internal filter, they will stop at nothing in an effort to humiliate you. They will spout vile accusations, even proclaim you're mentally ill, if it will support this proclamation that you cannot be trusted or are inherently evil. Trying to defend yourself is almost pointless if the pet is quite proficient, as most of them are very accomplished. Anything that you say in your defense will appear to be a part of your psychosis and will straighten all of the groundwork that the pet has laid in preparation of this moment. Even if the pet's relationship with the minions begins to dissolve, as it almost always does when the pet moves on in search of new victims and minions, the seeds will always leave a mark in their minds. And as heartbreaking as it may be, in most cases, regardless of the ultimate outcome of the pet's lifestyle, there may be no hope for recovering the life that you once knew. Jobs and careers may be lost, friends will turn their backs on you, family members will distance themselves, the people that you once trusted with your most intimate thoughts and feelings will always wonder who you really were. Between commas, all the time they knew you. The relentless commitment to your destruction. There is no way to anticipate how long the attacks will take place. In some cases, if the path is the least bit concerned that you might at some point discredit them or tarnish their appearance or reputation, the attacks will continue. If the pet believes that at any point you could be a threat to their charade, the spinning will not cease. This perceived threat may continue until either of you cease to be. Many pets have come right out and made bold public declaration that they, quote, will not rest until you are locked up, put away, homeless, or dead. Media manipulation. Pets may even go as far as to manipulate the media. In many cases, a pet may launch a character assassination media campaign in an effort to make certain that you will have little or no credibility whatsoever. Media campaigns may include radio shows, newspapers, magazines, and social media pays quite effectively into their slanderous toolbox. Social media. If you're active in a social media, it is not very hard to tap into your network and start spinning your friends, followers, or associates against you as they spin everything you say or do against you. This was posted, there's no name, I don't think. So I will put the link in the video description. It is psychopathvictims.com. It's an online public user support group for victims of psychopaths or sociopaths. And the title of the article was Psychopathic Character Assassination. Thanks for listening.